Carrie here at Thousands of Roots, and you may or may not know that our 3-year-old son was in an accident on Friday evening. It's now Sunday. Rest assured, this is a story with a good ending, so please stay with me. It's been a crazy weekend for us, but we have good news to share. So Friday evening, our little guy Joseph, 3 years old, went out as normal to greet Kip. You guys who've seen our vlogs know that this is a special time for them. He loves to go out and greet his daddy on the driveway.
I just wanted y'all to see this. Look at this critter. This is how he greets me every time I come home. Hi, honey. Good to see you. Do you miss me? Yeah.
I think you missed me too.
Yes, I missed you too. I sure am glad to see you. And there's the other one that comes out all the time, Esther Pie.
Since no one saw exactly what happened, we weren't really sure what had happened to our little guy until I actually met with the sheriff last night, and he mentioned something that put everything together in my mind, and I was able to figure out what had happened. So I'm going to share the whole story with you today. For those who may be confused on what happened, this will set the record straight for you. We live out in a rural country setting. We go on walks a lot out on our roads, just dirt roads, and most of the time vehicles are pretty slow. But we've trained our children in driveways, on the road, anytime there's vehicles around, they're to stop, get off to the side, and if we're out on the road, they should even try and make eye contact with the driver and wave to the driver. So our little 3-year-old Joseph, he knows this. We walk almost every day. He's really good at just staying off to the side, waiting for vehicles to go by. So for some reason, this time after greeting Daddy coming in the driveway, his little 3-year-old mind had the idea to run alongside the van, and he told us later that he tripped, and he had corduroy overalls on. And so after talking with the sheriff, what we're pretty sure happened is that he tripped and fell against the wheel as Kip was continuing to pull forward into the driveway. And we believe one of the axle hubs, or whatever holds the axle on, grabbed hold of his overalls and spun his whole body forward, pinning his leg to the ground, and that was his right side femur that broke. So here's the pants, guys. There was no dirt on these pants at all, just a tear here. And so we think what happened is right here that the axle hub caught this and just twisted him. And when the wheel twisted him, his right leg went down to the ground, we think, and got pinned, and that's how it broke. He won't be wearing those pants again, will he, Josh? So if he had fallen even a second earlier, he could have been crushed by the wheel, and we would not have him today. So I just am so thankful that our Creator has given us more time with our little Jay. Okay, I'm going to try and get through this story without crying, guys. So Joshua, our older son, was actually out there on the driveway with him.
I saw Joseph start to run near the van, so I was going to go try to stop him, but Buster, our dog, ran by. So I just looked at Buster real quick, and I looked back, and he's on the ground. So I ran, and I got him, and I brought him to Daddy.
By the time he looked back up, little Joseph was already on the ground screaming. It had already happened. So he tried, poor Joshua tried. Joshua scooped up little Joseph in his arms and brought him in to where I was in cooking supper on the patio area. And Kip had already pulled in with the groceries, and so Josh handed him over to Kip, and Kip brought him inside. And at that point we thought he just had a little scrape on his ankle. That was it. We didn't see, there was no blood, no dirt, nothing. Just looked like a little scrape on the ankle. But I could tell he was in terrible pain, and so we asked him, where do you hurt? Where do you hurt, you know? And he put his hand down to his leg, and I could see that his leg was much bigger than it should have been. When we took off the pants, and it was like a big deformed football, his whole upper leg. So I just quickly put my hands on his leg and we began to pray. And then Kip got on the phone. We realized it was serious and we needed to call for emergency. So the medical team arrived, and with a femur accident, it can be life-threatening, especially for a little guy like him. So they decided to helivac him into Springfield. And his first trip on a helicopter, guys, he did it all by himself. Thankfully Kip was able to go with him. He's been with him the whole time, but he wasn't able to go on the helicopter, so little Jay went on the helicopter all by himself. So he was in Springfield all day yesterday, and unfortunately they weren't able to find a pediatric orthopedic who felt, or anyone that felt comfortable caring for him. So they had to go on to St. Louis, and he found a good doctor there who thankfully just felt confident he could set the bone and not have to do surgery. So that's what they did this morning. He's in his cast. And last I heard, he had just finished eating, so that's good. And thank you to our, I just can't say thank you enough to all the people. There's so many people who have gathered around us to pray, to stop by, see how we're doing, to bring meals. They should be home this evening, and we just cannot wait to see them. Can't wait to hug them, kiss them, give them lots of yummy food. And it's gonna be a rough go. He's a little guy that loves, you guys have seen the videos, he loves to climb and play and run. He's our most accident prone little guy, full of life, and just loves the farm, loves the homestead, loves going in the garden to pick food. So it'll be rough for a little while here. Most importantly, Yahweh, our creator, thank you for giving us more time with Joseph. I don't know yet what kind of good is going to come from this pain that Joseph has been through, but I have no doubt that something wonderful is going to come from this.
Alright guys, just last night, pretty late last night, we got back from the Children's Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome home, Joseph. Are you glad to be home, buddy?
Yeah.
Good. You guys glad to have him home?
Yeah.
Glad to have him back. Mm-hmm.
I'm home.
Yep, and we got, gonna have a little slumber party tonight, huh? Josh and Nathan are gonna sleep down here on the floor next to him. Are you ready to go to sleep, little buddy? It's late, huh? Yeah. Love you.
Your monster truck back. There you go.
Quite a time we had. We went from an ambulance ride with my son from here to a LZ, landing zone in Good Hope, from Good Hope, a helicopter for Joseph, airlift to South Cox in Springfield, Missouri, overnight there. Then we had to do overnight because they were rioting in St. Louis, so we would have gotten to St. Louis Children's Hospital 24 hours earlier if it wasn't for the riots. But anyway, so riots were there, so we had to delay that. So the next morning, Saturday morning, it was make all the connections and conversations and all that, get everything ready. So then that afternoon there was a transport from Springfield, Missouri, in an ambulance. I was in the ambulance with them, all the way up to St. Louis Children's Hospital. Then that night was all the procedure of getting ready. They decided that they were just going to cast him and not have to do surgery, which I'm thankful to the Father for that. So then that night was all prep. Last thing he got to eat was at 11 p.m. We ate together. And by the way, I stayed in the same room with him the whole time, even in very uncomfortable situations at times, which everybody does when they're in the hospital. But anyways, I'm thankful for that every time he woke up, he got to see me. Every time he got scared, I was right there. It was I sensed a real bonding experience, that he probably won't remember hardly anything, but I bet you he'll remember that Daddy was there with him. That was a big deal for me, also. Saturday night was all the procedural getting ready. Sunday morning, they woke me up and said, he's going in right now for the procedure. And that's to set his leg, his femur, and to cast it. And so then they did that. They casted him and went right back up. And by the way, Saturday night, they sent us to the 10th floor in the St. Louis Children's Hospital. And the nurses and the techs there were great. They were great that night. They were great in admitting him and getting him there. Then the overnight care, they were great. Then the whole next day, right after he got casted, right back up there to the 10th floor. And again, all the caregivers, nurses, the techs, everybody there, St. Louis Children's Hospital, floor 10. Shout out, you were awesome. Thank you so much for how much you truly cared and the good job you did. Thank you. And we got home last night, pretty late, Sunday night. We got him settled in, and today he's been doing great. So thankful.
Okay, it is Monday morning. First morning after getting JJ home. They got back late last night and he is having a blast. They have completely buried him in cars.
I did look. This car right here, look. I'm getting back to it.
JJ, want to say something to all the people who've been praying for you?
Hi.
You say thank you for praying?
Thank you for praying.
Well, I've got lots of helpers. He's going to be well entertained. So we'll keep you guys updated, and thank you again for all the prayers and thoughts, guys.
All that said, just to kind of let you into a little more personal deal, we don't have insurance. My work offered insurance. They just they just renewed on their insurance. And I looked at the policies and I just can't afford it. Just can't do it. So this is all with no insurance. So you can imagine that. No idea how much it's going to cost. But what mattered to me was that he got the best care possible as quickly as possible. And that's what's going on. And we have some really good friends, Chris and Tara Burton, who are taking it upon themselves to put together some kind of donation fund to help us with this. So thankful to them. We'll have to get that information when it comes and share it with you. But I don't know if it's a GoFundMe or something to help out with this, because a broken femur and all that care is, I have no idea, but it's going to be a lot. And if you're able to help with that, thank you. That's awesome. Mostly though, we're super thankful for all the prayers, well wishes, just love and concern of all you. We love you back. Thank you. So that's a bit of my side of the story, what I experienced there with him, side by side, every step of the way, as much as possible. The only time I couldn't be with him was in the helicopter. Other than that, I was with him the whole time. And apparently in the helicopter, he slept. Wasn't a big deal to him. He just slept right through the whole thing, apparently. So that's cool. So again, St. Louis Children's Hospital, floor 10. Thank you. This kit with thousands of roots. Whatever you do, do it with your whole heart.